Greetings from Podcastville. It's Wednesday, the 19th of August. I'm in Jersey's, hopefully. But anyway, the church is brought to you by Manscaped. Listen, like you saw in the video, Manscaped is dedicated to helping you take care of all your hair, from your butt to your fucking nut. And now they just released the Shears 2.0 nail kit. It's flip-flop season, cocksuckers. Nobody wants to see that fucking fungi toenail. I hated going to jiu-jitsu. Why? Because people got to see my toenail. I would have to put a fucking Band-Aid on it and make believe I cut it. I had Band-Aids on 3 fucking toenails. So listen, take care of your fucking toenails. They're disgusting. The shears are the perfect add-on to the lawnmower. They're like dirty cousins. Once you got your stinky balls hair in order, you got to make sure those hands and feet are as smooth as Uncle Joey's fucking nutsack. So do yourself a favor right now. Go to manscaped.com. I'm going to give you 20% off and free shipping with code CHURCH20. You heard that? CHURCH20. Manscaped.com. I'm going to give you 20% off with free shipping at Manscaped. Use code CHURCH20. Summer's here. It's time to trim up with Manscaped. Your nuts, your fingernails, everything. What happens when you finger bang somebody? You're going to fucking fuck up their uterus, whatever the fuck it is. Trim your toenails and your fingers, cocksuckers. Go to manscaped.com. Do yourself a favor and get the right tools for the job. It's Wednesday. It's time to get serious. Kick this fucking mule, Lee.
Oh, shit.
It all starts fucking today, all right?
No more fucking excuses. This is the year of the fucking soldier. We're going in like fucking Marines. You understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. It's Wednesday. We're down to bare bones in this fucking studio. Look at this. It's like a fucking detention center in here.
I wouldn't want it any other way, honestly.
You come into a room like this, usually you see Mexican kids wrapped up in aluminum foil and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's just us today. It's Wednesday. In the studio is my man, David Schuler. If you listen, let me tell you the fucking story, all right? Just so you fucking knuckleheads knock it the fuck off, all right? Because it never ends.
It never ends.
It never ends.
Never ends.
And I think COVID is making people dumber. I think that's because I'm getting dumb as fuck.
I'm getting dumb shit.
Forgetting shit.
Yeah.
Forgetting lunches.
Yeah.
You know.
It's viral.
You take a shower, you don't shave. The other day I took a shower and I went into the shave. I came out, I looked like fucking Gunga Din. I go, what the fuck did I take a shower for? It was to shave, and I forgot to fucking shave. David Schuler's a composer, songwriter, 2-time Grammy nominated. Pink, fucking John Legend, the whole fucking deal. So, I like music, guys. I don't know about you motherfuckers. Lee, I was raised on disco. I don't give a fuck. I know. I like music, all right? I like all types of music. Donna Summer, Pavarotti. It's art. It's art. I appreciate it. The only thing I don't like is that reggaeton music. That shit will drive anybody fucking crazy. That shit drives me fucking bananas. But beside that, you got my attention everywhere else. When we started this podcast, I wanted to show you guys where I came from. I wanted to show you the Iron Maidens with the original singer, Paul Diano. Yeah. I wanted to show you Judas Priest, but the singer's gay. What? He's a bad motherfucker. Who gives a fuck if he sucks dick or he sucks ass? He's still singing. He's singing. Whatever, and he sings great. So whatever he's sucking, you better get to it because you can't sing. You know what I'm saying? At least the gay guy can sing. I just grew up listening to Spanish music, soul music, fucking gospel music. I always gave everything a chance. Yep. So when we came on the podcast, Mondays was always Tony Bennett, out of respect for the spirits. And then we'd turn on different songs and blah, blah, blah. But YouTube would flag us.
For sure.
YouTube are ball-busting motherfuckers.
Yep.
YouTube, every 2 weeks I'd get a fucking I'd go on my Google emails and I'd get 20 fucking copyright infringements from fucking YouTube. And people don't get it, that you want to play music. If it was up to me, I'd play fucking just music and talk about it. It's so dope. I do these videos at night. They're done because I play music on them. Like just anything. Led Zeppelin claimed it already. Boom. Yep. Gone. That's it.
Even on Patreon?
Yeah. No, not on Patreon. On YouTube. They yank your videos if you play music. So
Instagram's starting to do it.
Yeah. People just don't get it. Russell Peters was here. Yep. And he said one night he was doing an Instagram live, he was DJing. Within 20 minutes, they shut him down.
And they'll just yank that whole section out.
So people stop with the fucking music. You get these emails. What's your favorite sparking song? How old are we? 13? I spark to anything. What is wrong with you? Who raised you? Who asked these type of questions?
Light it and press play.
Yeah, like what do you listen to when you get high? When I'm pissing in the morning, a fucking song pops into my motherfucking head. And whatever that song is, as I'm making coffee, I'm getting fired up, you know?
Yep.
And it could be anything. It's just something I'm thinking about. And it could be somebody, like it could be a shitty band. Somebody I'm not even into. You know, today I listened to Heaven Tonight. I don't like fucking Cheap Trick.
Wow.
Yeah, correct me. Heaven Tonight.
Yeah,
Nobody
right.
remembers Heaven Tonight.
Holy
Everybody knows
shit.
Cheap Trick live from Budokan.
Yep.
I just wanted to hear Heaven Tonight.
Sure.
I couldn't put it out because people don't like that type of music.
Yeah.
They're going to go, you know, what is this, Joey? Nobody's heard of that side of Cheap Trick.
Sure.
You know, so you can't. That's what I felt like listening to. That's when I woke up, boom, boom. I had to be, the movers were coming over at fucking 9. So I got up and was ready for movers. And the thing was supposed to get there yesterday. And it never showed. So my wife was driving me crazy all fucking night. Are they going to show? Are they going to show? She kept going outside. Pull your car in the driveway. Take it out of the driveway. I almost fucking stabbed her. I had to get the gun and go out there 10 times, in and out with the fucking gun. Because there's creepy people. Listen, there was a guy last night at 12:30. I saw him. I went outside to pull the car out. Some guy with like a thong on a skateboard.
Oh.
Dog.
It's time to go.
Dog. If I would have had a net, I would have chased him and fucking put him in the net. Like if I would have had a hole, like I'm telling you, I'm up to a different. This COVID doesn't even make me fuck with flies no more. I'm ready to torture a human, like put him in a hole, like that dude did the chubby chicks in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh yeah.
Put the cream on it, like that dude just wants to be in a hole. Like that dude skateboarding.
Are you a size 13?
It wasn't a thong. What was it? What do you call those bikini shorts?
Speedo?
Speedo.
Yeah, Speedo.
12:30 at
Sounds
night.
like it's Bert.
Do I need that?
No.
I need that. If I was me 20 years ago, I would have run that guy over. But now you got cameras, you got satellites, you got dents. They look at the body shop. I'll run them over, take it to an Armenian body shop. They'll never find that fucking car again. You understand me?
You're like a vigilante superhero.
I can't
Just
take
going
it
around the
no
street
more.
at
How
night.
can you have a fucking Speedo on? What if you fall? You're going to scrape your knees.
Yeah.
I ride a bike. I get jeans on like a soldier. You think I want to ride a bike with jeans? No, but I'm not scraping my knees like some fucking hooker who got caught giving a blowjob behind an alley and the Chinese chef kicks her in the stomach. Now she's got bloody knees. Anyway, so my point is we needed new music. One of my agents contacted me, and he said that one of his good friends from Rochester is a bad motherfucker, and he put a song together for us. And now the song that you hear when the church comes on was put together by my man, Mr. David Schuler. A
That's
round
it.
of applause here.
That's it.
He read into my heart. He put everything He is a smart man. See, he listened to everything I put on. He goes, I'm going to find something in between there. We got the chick, we got the machine gun, we got everything.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
covered it.
We got motherfucker.
We got motherfucker. You know, these are things that come from my heart. You understand me? They live in my heart. Motherfucker, those type of words. And then you blow my mind because you do something that I always have wondered. Like just now, I was driving over here, and it was one of Prince's early hits. I want to be your lover.
That's probably my favorite Prince song.
And he wrote that
Yep.
because he was in love with Patrice Rushen.
Oh, wow.
Like that was his way of
Yeah.
giving it to Patrice Rushen, whatever, you know.
Yep.
Send me, forget me not.
Yeah.
That shit. How the fuck do I sit down? You know what? I'm in love with the white chick at the weed store. You know, she's a cute little girl, right? Like if I was to be a fucking young stud, like if I was 24, I would ask that girl out. But how would I write a song?
Sure.
How would I write a fucking song for
Yeah.
a girl I wanted to fuck? I don't even know where to start. I have a hard time writing jokes. That's why music has always been very interesting to me. I love the music and reading about how it came to be, how somebody woke up to Steven Tyler playing the piano to Dream On or something like that. And he said, keep playing that.
Yep.
You know, how does it work? Give me the system from A to Z.
I mean, man, I feel like I can imagine it's probably similar to writing jokes in the sense that every joke kind of happens in a different way. I bet, it comes from some place. I mean, the medium is different because, you're speaking through not only with lyrics, of course, with your words, but you're trying to make instruments say what you're trying to say with your vocabulary, right? So, just knowing it in the context of this show, I've been listening for years. I know the shit that you would play at the top of the show. The Tony Bennett thing was obviously like it was a tradition. But I grew up, when I first started playing guitar when I was 12 or 13 years old, I was listening to Kill 'Em All and Justice for All. Like, that was the shit that I loved. I was convinced when I was a teenager that when I mastered every Metallica song, that I would be happy. So I did. I mean, I like, it was like guitar playing for me came first. And then I hit that level where I was like, I feel like I can do everything I wanted to do with guitar, but now I want to go somewhere else with it. So then I started like really studying other genres of music, just like the tradition behind country songs and the songwriting craft. And I'd be going, I was in bands and shit. We were all, my friends and I, we'd be making just the fucking worst music you've ever heard in your life. And we'd go into the studio and we'd pay studios for demos, and we'd always come out. Now, we were in Rochester, so the studios were few and far between, but we'd be paying for studio time and we'd never be happy with what we left with. So that sort of led to me wanting to learn how to produce, how to engineer, how to get in a studio and not only take the song that I'd written and was ready to record, but learn how to record it, how to mix it, how to make it sound like I want it to sound. And it's just kind of one thing just sort of led to the next. And I feel like when you're writing music, you have to ask yourself, if I'm sitting there on a piano or with a guitar and, I've got a couple chords and I know what I want to write about, you just kind of find your way through it. And, it's like with anything, if you practice an instrument long enough and you stick with it, then there's some sort of purpose for that instrument being in your hands, and in that you've gone as far as stressing over it and sounding like shit, and then finally you can play something that sounds right, and you're like, oh, I could find a way to take this and make it my own. So with the music for the church, I knew that we were listening to similar stuff in that era. Obviously I'm younger than you, but that was the shit that I loved, like the old the Motley Crue records, and Cowboys.
I heard Dr. Feelgood yesterday.
Yeah,
and I almost crashed my fucking car.
I was just watching an interview with Bob Rock. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I
just couldn't believe.
Yeah,
and then you see, I always describe Guns N' Roses as Aerosmith on steroids.
Oh wow!
If Aerosmith would have done D-ball in the '80s, it would have been
right
instead of 8 balls.
Yeah,
if they would have done D-ball, Diana ball. They would have been fucking Guns N' Roses. And I'm not taking nothing away from Aerosmith. Aerosmith's one of my favorite bands of all time. I want to ask you questions that I don't know about, that I want people. I'm going in here blind.
Yeah.
What is a music producer? What does he do exactly in the studio?
I think it can mean a few different things, but in a traditional sense, like I just said, I was watching an interview with Bob Rock, and he was talking about Motley Crue, and he was talking about, look at him passing. You know how many times I've seen that on camera? Just watch that pass right there. That was the slyest motherfucking move I've ever seen.
I saw it, and I was like, "There's no way he brought those for no reason." God damn it!
You know what I bring everything for a reason, brother. You want one of these?
No, thank you. No,
these will
I'm
make you write some good fucking music.
I appreciate it.
This will take you to the next level if you're sober.
Most certainly will.
I'm not here to fuck with fucking Uncle Bob, but you know me.
But yeah, so Bob Rock went from producing Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood. He went from Dr. Feelgood to the Black Album, almost. I mean, not chronologically, but he produced Dr. Feelgood, and when he got into the studio with Metallica, they were like, "Why does it sound like that?" And he was like, "Your guitars are tuned to E, and now the lowest string is E, standard tuning." And he was like, "Motley Crue tunes to D, which is lower. So when they tuned down to D and they played Sad But True, it blew their fucking minds. that's a great example of like what a good producer is going to do, because suddenly you're playing a song in a higher key. It's not going to feel as heavy and with all that weight.
So the producer does not write the music. I come in and tell you how to enhance it.
In a traditional sense, a record producer's job is essentially to push an artist to write the best music they can write and make the best record they can make. But also I feel like it's to push them out of their comfort zone so that they have a creative breakthrough. You know, if they're thinking about things they may not have thought about before, or if they're exploring maybe a new style of playing with an instrument or a slightly new genre to bring in to their sort of brand of music, a traditional record producer is going to push an artist to listen to more stuff, experiment more, so that they can, grow and kind of evolve as an artist.
What's the guy with the beard that did Jay-Z?
Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin. Now,
Yeah.
Rick Rubin, he'll come in and do that. He'll tell you how to enhance what you got.
Yeah, I mean, he's more, his approach, I don't know him, but I know artists that have worked with him, and I think his approach is more, he's kind of like the Buddha of record producers, because he doesn't really leave his studio. Like, if you want to make a record with Rick Rubin, from what I understand, you go to him and you play him the songs, and he says, either whether you've got great songs or not, and he just kind of like, he sort of mentors you through that process. I don't know that he ever even steps foot in the studio anymore. And it's funny because, like, you hear, like, I mean, he produced a Slipknot record, and they had an experience where they kind of like, they weren't really into the way that he would work, but then ultimately when they got through that record, because, they're used to guys like Ross Robinson, who, when they made Iowa, he was like, all right, you're a heavy band, you're from Iowa, we're going back to Iowa, you're going to record this album in the fucking basement with no air conditioner, and you're going to get down into this thing. And it was like one of their most iconic records. But with Rick Rubin, he's got his place in Malibu, and he doesn't really leave that. And, I don't know if he was there when they were working with him, but they were working with Rick Rubin, and he wasn't really coming into the studio, but that album won them a Grammy. So he has a process that works somehow, magically.
Mutt Lange.
Mutt Lange. Yeah, Def Leppard.
What did he do? Like, what is it?
I mean,
he did like the one Def Leppard album. Did he do the first
I know
Def Leppard album?
He did Hysteria.
Hysteria?
I know, I'm not sure, I'm not totally learned on his discography.
Back in Black.
But yeah.
Hysteria.
Yep.
I think he did something else.
I
He
think
did early Def Leppard, I think.
Yeah.
So he's the type of guy that would come in.
He's in the studio. I mean, all those big background vocals on Def Leppard, that's Mutt Lange. That's his voice. Their sound on that album is Mutt Lange. It's crazy. And what's so cool is, like, however many, 5 years ago, Lady Gaga put a record out called You and I. And she was like, I want that Def Leppard sound. So she went to Mutt Lange, and it's got that Hysteria, slow fucking swing to it, and his background vocals are all over her on that song. And it's like, if you close your eyes, it's like a time capsule. So in a way, it's like the record producer is kind of like the conjurer of all the elements that the artist can imagine but may not be able to realize on their own.
How does a producer get paid?
A bunch of ways. I mean, you can have, you can have an upfront fee to go into the studio. You can have an hourly fee. You can, a lot of producers, like David Foster, to me, is like, he's the greatest record producer of all time.
What does he produce? Give me some out.
Dude, the fucking biggest songs, like Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On. All the songs for Whitney Houston on that fucking soundtrack for The Bodyguard. All of Pete Cetera's solo shit when he left Chicago.
That was good shit.
I mean, dude, this guy's, his history, he discovered Celine. He didn't discover Celine. Somebody else did, and he went to Canada, and they sort of passed the torch, if that's what they call it. But, yeah, and Michael Bublé, that's Dave Foster. He saw him at a wedding, and the rest is history. So, like, a lot of times when you discover a new artist and you see something in them that maybe nobody else does, you can develop that. You can develop that artist, and you're not going to make any money at first. But if you make a record with them and then you build this thing, it's kind of like producing a movie independently. You have to invest early on and then take the film elsewhere to distributors and so on and so forth. So it's a risk. It's a time investment. It's a creative investment. but like if there's a number of ways to get paid, royalties, and I mean there's all kind of revenue streams for producers, but I mean it's certainly changing now that physical music isn't really much of a thing anymore. Vinyl is having a new
Resurgence.
So serious resurgence.
I got 2 8-tracks sent to me this week.
Yeah.
And I gave them to Dean, a church listener.
Uh-huh.
So I lent Dean the 8-track. I go, Dean, let's see if it, because Dean wanted to do a podcast around it. So I go, Dean, if you want to do a podcast, just come pick it up and give it back to me before I go back to Jersey. So in one day, 2 different people, thank you, whoever sent them, sent me 2 8-tracks. And I brought them to Dean, and he called me later, and he goes, they sound great, and is there really, I heard, that's right. Last year was the first time vinyl beat something else out since 1987.
Probably CDs and cassettes.
Yes, since 1987.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
Yeah, so albums are back up on the rock.
Vinyl is having a moment right now. It's crazy. It's been boiling for the last probably 10 years, but right now, I mean, I don't know what the COVID thing has done to it, but the vinyl, because I think like there's just something like so in Rochester we had the House of Guitars. That was the shit. That's where I bought my first guitar. That's where I bought my first album. It's a music store.
Every neighborhood has that. I had Pastor Music.
Yeah.
I had Pastor Music. You had fucking 3 floors.
Yep. We go to Monday night, Midnight Madness, because all the albums dropped on Tuesdays. So Monday night at midnight, we get in line. And, for me, it was more CDs. I was born in 82, so by the time I was copping my own records, it was on disc. So, but there's something so transcendent about going into the aisle, finding the thing, getting into the car, unwrapping it, feeling it in your hand, putting it in, and like sharing that sort of physical, because you're creating all these like sensory memories with, like the visuals and everything, and you see these. I'd look at these pictures of Metallica and I'd be like, these guys, like, they're not even real. And then I'd go see them at the HSBC Arena on stage, and that's the only place you could see them then. Now you go on Instagram and they're right there, and you send them a message. All the magic is almost gone. But I feel like the magic of grabbing a piece of, like that vinyl and pulling the art out and looking at it and kind of reliving like your parents' experiences or like other generations, that whole process, there's something so magical about it, and it creates, I feel like, a deeper connection with whatever you're listening to, even if it's shit. You're like, well, I just wasted $20 and whatever, but there's just something more about, instead of clicking on Spotify through a playlist, going and getting it and holding it in your hand and seeing it and feeling it.
Do you still buy the physical? Like I still buy physical movies. I haven't switched over to digital yet.
I do buy physical movies. I don't buy physical music.
Okay.
Just because, like, when you're making, I mean, when vinyl was like really the most dominant format, analog recordings happening in studios with analog. I mean, this is getting really fucking techie, but a lot of artists are putting their records out on vinyl, and they were recorded digitally. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's like if you want to watch a film and it wasn't shot on film,
right,
and you want to watch it in a theater, they might have printed that digital production down to a 35 millimeter reel, but you're not really watching film. You're watching something that was printed to film. But if you were on set on the day and they're shooting on that Panavision, on that 35, and they're checking the fucking gate, and then that reel, light you can't even put light on that film. It's got to stay in a dark room the whole time until it gets to the theater. And then, then you're watching film. But I feel like the vinyl thing, there's a little bit of a novelty aspect to it with regard to buying an album that was recorded digitally on vinyl. It's kind of counterintuitive in a way, but
I might even CDs. I'll still go to, like, if I'm having a bad day, I go to Best Buy. It's like kind of a car walk through the movie aisle.
Sure.
It calms me down.
Yeah.
And I still see that they still have CDs.
Yeah.
But I don't know anyone who goes to buy. So someone must still be buying them. I don't know who it is, but
yeah, people buy them. I mean,
what's the percentage? Like 80% digital, 90% digital?
Quite honestly, I wouldn't even know.
Okay.
It's got to be. I mean, the streamers are obviously taking over. It is what it is.
But I don't buy movies for the simple reason is they don't give me what I want in that package.
Sure.
Okay, you're 38, Lee's 32. I'm 57. The people who listen to the show obviously are a little younger than both of you guys,
sure.
the age group.
Yep.
I don't buy, okay, I'll tell you right out. When I got the longest yard, they sent me a box of CDs, DVDs. Mm-hmm. I opened it up and there was a DVD in it. And there was one sheet of paper.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
that was your presentation.
They don't bring the paper anymore.
That was your. There was no inside scoop. There was no. There's a running joke in my neighborhood. In fact, two of the guys listen to this podcast, and we still have arguments on the phone about Women and Children First. Van Halen's Women and Children First.
Oh, yeah, right.
Masterpiece album.
Yeah.
Until you take the poster out. It's David Lee Roth tied up by himself.
Right.
I ripped the poster up.
Yeah.
I ripped the album up and I threw it out the window.
Oh, my God.
Until this day, I don't want to put... And years later, you hear rips that even Van Halen didn't know that David Lee Roth was going to put the poster in there. So they even had a riff about it.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that story just to telling you that I came... If I buy your 25th anniversary edition of Easy Money, I'm just throwing titles out here.
Sure. Yeah.
I want something extra in there. Don't hit me with what is it? Remastered.
Yeah.
Take that remastered and shove it up your mother's ass. Remastered means it's going to cost me $10 and you didn't do dick.
Really?
Okay?
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Remaster what? What are they going to remaster? Take the crickets out of the room? Right. You buy that shit. Oh, it's remastered. How many times are they going to remaster something? How stupid can you be, America? You buy the first one, that's it. The second one is that they put a violin, remastered. Yeah. And they take you for another $25. Yeah. They dollar you to death. Well, you buy. So when I buy a remaster, you got to show me something.
Yeah, yeah.
If I buy the 50th anniversary of Apocalypse Now, I want a poster.
I want 2 hours of making.
I want a CD in there of them shooting, of Marlon Brando's notes on the set. You know.
Yep.
And for me, that's what happened. You know, I keep saying to myself, I don't know what happened to me with music. Why I lost interest in music. I lost interest because they stopped giving me what I was used to.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Again, I'm 57. I fucking cut. You know, I bleed like everybody else when I cut. I'm furious that America cannot go to a basketball game. The average American family can't afford to go to a fucking Knick game.
Yeah.
Or they got to sit upstairs and risk getting stabbed up in the fucking third floor, you know, by fucking whoever. My point is that, you know, everything is gone. You know, an album is $26, but they give me less and less. So I don't want to sound like that. Oh, in my day,
but there's some truth to it.
And you got 5 cents, and you bring it. No, I don't want to sound like that guy, but I lost interest when you stopped giving me what I wanted and then charged me double for the product.
Yeah.
So when you were charging me $6.95 and I bought an album, well, I don't have any more left in here, and I bought an album. I had a sleeve to look at. Let's take
all
Led
the
Zeppelin.
liner notes.
Let's take Led Zeppelin into the outdoor.
Yep.
The last album they put out.
Yep.
It was well known that when you bought it, they didn't tell you. The clerk didn't go, psst, come here. You didn't read it in Cream magazine.
Yeah.
You heard it on the streets.
Right.
Then when you bought the album, you took it home, you take a sponge, and you wipe the album on, and it becomes all different colors.
Yeah.
You know, for a band to do that, it cost them 5 cents to make you that much happier.
Yeah, right.
You know, I threw away 50 fucking T-shirts. I've been giving away, like, all this, you know, we're both moving, so everybody's, we're giving away shit. I've given away, you know, 50% of my T-shirts. And if you look at the shirts, they're basically all black.
Yep.
And I'll tell you why. I don't like the color black that much. I like it from time to time.
Sure.
But if you print a shirt out for your business and it's black, you're telling me you're too cheap to pick another color.
Yeah,
be creative.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's what you're telling me. When you give me a black shirt,
sure,
you're already telling me that you're not fucking creative.
Yep.
And that you were too cheap to pay the extra 50 cents to get a gray shirt or a purple shirt or a blue shirt.
Yeah.
Something completely different than everybody's doing.
Yeah.
You're trying to stand out. Why are you getting a black fucking shirt for?
Yeah.
Why are you putting on a black shirt?
Right.
So these are the fucking things I look at. Right there, I don't want to do business with you. Just because you gave me a black shirt, right there. All right, business is done.
Yeah.
Because you're too cheap. That's 50 cents to make me happy.
Sure.
These are the things I look for. So the album, to me, was a sad, like you, when you went to that thing. We fucking delivered papers all week.
Yeah, right.
We sold nickel bags, bitch.
Yeah.
This wasn't given to us. We were not rich
pizzas.
kids.
I'm working at a
And you got to walk to 60th Street.
Yeah, right.
We're walking to 60th Street. And I've had these kids come on the show. They've been on Zoom. Steve Avillo, me and him on Saturdays. We met at 10.
Yep.
And we bought a nickel bag and we smoked a joint. And then we walked to the fucking record store along with 6 other them. And we each had plans. You're gonna buy Sabotage. You're gonna buy the White Album. I'm gonna buy Kiss Alive.
Yep.
And you went up there and then you switched. I don't really want that. I want you. Fuck you. You were supposed to get that one. God damn it! Now you throw me off. I wanted to get high and listen to Iron Maiden and AC/DC together. You fucking douchebag. Fuck you. Fuck him. He's not going camping with us either. So it was like,
that just went right back.
What's that?
That sounded like a real fight.
No, that's true. You're not going camping with us either. Now. Fuck you now, cocksucker. You're not going. Fucking, you switch fucking bands when you get here. All right. If they were out of if they're out of the album, okay, then you
right.
Then you get the Kinks album. But you can't go from fucking the Who to the Kinks. That's not fair.
Right.
You said you were going to get the Who live at Leeds. I was all ready for it. It's like you told me you're going to get Chinese food, you show up with Polish food. I got nothing against pierogies, but you told me you were bringing Chinese food. My mouth
you're
is
ready for
watering
it.
to Chinese food. You understand me? So you can't do that shit to me.
Yeah.
Who keeps sending me for that? I don't know.
Did you guys have, if I see something and the packaging is already kind of messed up, I won't get it. I like stuff to be weird. Like I have weird rules about stuff like that. Did you have a pristine collection or?
Let me ask you a question.
What?
I'll put a fucking sandwich out there in the street unpackaged and you'll eat it. So stop
Fuck
with
you.
the packaging and shit, all right? I've given you fucking food that hasn't been packaged in years.
Well, no one told me that. You told me it was nice.
And you've eaten it, so knock it off. If I don't see something packaged, I won't buy it. What about those wings from 7-Eleven?
I never ate wings.
Yes, you did.
I'll walk out right now.
Yes,
we got
you
one
did.
left. Fuck
Yes, you
you.
did.
I've never eaten wings from
Yes, you did.
7-Eleven.
I have witnesses.
I have not.
You know that you got rats all
Oh,
over.
you son of a
I had the
bitch.
Indian call me direct at the house. The Indian was like, hello. Lee was just here.
I heard you went to Subway the other day.
He ate 6 wings.
I did not go to. And
those little
you have
rat
no
tails
idea
they
how
do.
many goddamn tweets I'm gonna get now. Stop eating those wings, Lee. I didn't. Oh,
The wings, it's.
how dare you say those wings?
And then he kept going back to the lizard place.
No,
Yeah, the lizard meat.
The lizard meat place.
first of all, you don't even know which place it is.
Yes, it is. It's
You think it's the one on
on
Burbank? You with the one on Magnolia, and I haven't
one
been
on
there.
Magnolia, next to the Arabian Pizza Nights.
Oh,
The Arab Pizza, they're over to this corner there. There's
Arabian pizza.
Arabian Pizza Nights. You go over there, get that
Like
slice of
Aladdin.
pizza. Oh my God. It's got hummus, it's got baba ganoush sauce on it. The guy's like, eat my pizza, not in a million fucking years, guy, right? You're fucking out of your mind. I'm not eating that Arab pizza. You're fucking crazy. Arabian Nights pizza, and then it's got like a haircutting place.
Yeah, it's got a black haircut place.
Yeah, black haircutting place. And that mall in the corner there, that's Taco. When I first moved here, they told me at the Y, don't eat there. They found lizard meat there. That's the first place he went to. That's the one that Yelp sent him to. That's all Yelp is. It's communism. They send you to go eat where the bad food is. That's why I don't look at Yelp. I don't believe it. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No,
Anyway,
whatever.
There's no lizards in there. I haven't been there because you ruined it, and I haven't been to the other one because John Bud got sick there
which one?
on Burbank. Tacos Manzano.
Yeah. 9 people got sick.
Bleeding out of 5
And
holes.
this guy goes to eat.
No, I don't.
Last week, well, listen, we're green apple dudes. We're green apple dudes, but green
No,
apple.
you're a green apple dude, so that means I have to be a
Green
green
apple
apple dude.
raised their prices up by $1. You know?
Yeah, no,
and
I
he
don't
called
go.
me. I went to this other Chinese place. Why?
Because Green Apple raised their prices.
Why would you go and get inferior Chinese food and save 10 cents and you're eating some kid's cat? Some kid's putting a poster together and you're eating them watching TV thinking you're doing a good deed. Green Apple don't have cats. They have nothing.
You don't know what they have. You haven't
I've been in
there.
that kitchen. I'm friends with them.
No, you haven't.
Yes, ask them. I asked him. I lived right there. That's strength. That's the strength building there. You say I got to deal with. You go to Green Apple. We stick to Green Apple. We're loyal to Green Apple. You don't go nowhere else but Green Apple. He ordered from some Chinese place and nobody's even heard of it. Yeah. And then I tell him to go to Green Apple and get
I've
the
been
food.
to Green Apple
Then he calls me and tells me
times.
it's right. You're right. The mushu pork is good. Well, no. It's tremendous. But you wasted your time and got delivered. And then he gets that fucking people to deliver to your house.
Not Uber Eats. I only get it if the restaurant has delivery.
The food comes up.
Oh, the Postmates.
And he's telling me that he
No,
only,
I don't do Postmates.
He's telling me that he don't eat nothing at the wrapping. Every time he got a pizza from Pizza Bell, whatever the fuck that is, Domino's. What did those guys
Pizza
do?
Bell.
How's that packaging? What are you gonna do?
If I live in a world where I can't trust my Domino's drivers, I'm just gonna kill myself now.
Well,
you have to have some sort of respect.
I
You
hope
can't
you
eat
don't.
pepperonis off of pizza.
I hope you don't. All those pizzas you used to eat, they used to pick their greasy nose and eat the pepperoni off it, and then you'd sit there with Paula thinking you were fucking in Little Italy. You fuck eating some guy's snotty fingers pre-COVID. Guy probably lost a finger by now and shit to COVID.
Me or the delivery guy?
The delivery guy. Thank God we were talking about music.
Oh my God.
So, how did you?
Unreal.
What was the first big artist you worked with? You had the pleasure of working with.
Well, I think it would probably be like in my 20s when I started producing records more. So I joined a band called the Sunstreak. I mean, we didn't do shit. We sold a lot of records on the Warped Tour, and they were already a band before I joined. So they kind of built this thing locally in Rochester, and when I joined the band, we went on Warped Tour and we sold a ton of records out of the tent. Are you familiar with Warped Tour?
No.
Okay, so Warped Tour is this. It doesn't really happen anymore, but every summer it's about 50 shows in maybe like 60 days, 50 cities, and it's like 90 bands.
Oh shit!
And I mean, early on in the 90s when it got started, you would see. I mean, we're talking like Deftones, MXPX, NoFX. It was really rooted in the punk rock scene, but it grew, and then so in 2006. The band that I was in, the Sunstreak, we did Warped Tour, sold a ton of records, and while we were out there, we made a lot of relationships with other bands that were kind of like growing, and then we toured with we did some dates with Chris Daughtry, and then we did some dates with so many just random rock bands, but it ultimately led to we did a record deal with Capitol. I think we sold 10 copies of the record where we sold 20,000 on our own with a label behind you. You'd think that would change, but it is what it is. Yeah, so I mean that was probably my first introduction to the actual next level, where the major label artists are sort of swinging. And then when I left the band, I did a publishing deal with a music publisher outside of New York City, and that's when I started working with artists that were like Pink or John Legend or New Politics. One of the first early cuts that I had was on a Backstreet Boys album.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And then I came to LA in 2013.
Now, but let's back up to the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I want to sorry about that. What do you mean you picked up a piece with them?
So my manager at the time he's a huge record producer, massive records, the 90s, 2000s. So he was working with them. He was managing me as a producer, and he would say, he'd reach out to me and say, hey, I'm going with the Backstreet Boys into the studio, so we need a track that sounds, kind of something like this. So he'd send me a demo of a song that he had started, and then I would go in and I'd play all the instruments and put it together at my home studio, and then I'd send it out, send him the instrumental, and then they would essentially record their vocals over that, and that's kind of how you break in. You sort of work through the other guys that are sort of further in and bigger, that are in the room with the artist, so to speak. So I've never even met the guys. I still haven't met Pink, and I had 2 songs on her album. I mean, one of the songs was the title track to the record, and it became their world tour, and the whole thing started in my fucking living room, and she doesn't have any idea. But yeah, sometimes it's just how it is. But it's kind of cool too.
You get paid or credit?
Both. Yeah, you get.
So on that Pink song, I'll see your name.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No shit.
Yeah. There were 2 songs on that record: "The Truth About Love" and "Good Old Days."
Lyrics or music or both?
So I was credited as a writer and producer.
Okay.
I didn't write any of the lyrics. She writes all her own lyrics. A lot of artists, everyone's process is different. There have been plenty of artists that I have written lyrics for, but Pink writes all her own lyrics. She's very private with that process, I suppose. But
so you have people who do beats.
Yeah.
That just do beats. You do beats too.
Yep.
You don't give a fuck. If I call you and say I need beats, you do beats.
Yep.
And then there's guys that just write.
Yeah, there's guys that just write lyrics.
You know the guys that just write lyrics?
Sure.
How do they do it?
Well, you still, as a lyricist, you still own a piece of the copyright of the music. So like Bernie Taupin with Elton John,
right.
He wrote every word Elton's ever sang. Still, to this day.
Bernie still writes.
Yeah, still. I know someone that wrote with Elton, and Elton showed up, and this is in the last 2 years, Elton showed up with a fucking notebook full of Bernie's lyrics. That's whose lyrics he uses. He just uses Bernie. And it's like poetry. The lyric is so much of. I mean, in my opinion, it's the most important part of the song, because you can't print a melody on a T-shirt. First of all, like, you might remember how a melody is sung, but the lyric is what speaks to your soul. It's what you connect with and what you relate to. Whether or not you hear yourself in that song and that artist. So yeah, there's plenty of writers that don't write lyrics, that may only come up with melodies. Because when you're writing songs and you're sort of deep in that process, a lot of times you're just humming melodies to yourself and singing gibberish. And putting it to lyrics is a whole different craft. Some people don't necessarily do that. And then there's some lyricists that just don't really have that musical inclination, but they know how to use their words or how to get down into that story that they want the song to say. So
it's weird that with the amount of music, like as a musician, I get an F. I never really tried. I have musical rhythm because of my blood.
Sure.
I don't think I would always love to play the guitar, but writing has always, when I hear music, another guy that I wanted to always play on this podcast, but I think I would get a lot of shit over playing him because people never really knew the power of who he was Elton John.
Yeah, right.
The only song I could play on this podcast that would kind of get them going is Benny and the Jets.
Sure.
I can't play my other favorite because as far as writing was concerned, for me growing up, Elton John and Paul McCartney were head to head.
Sure.
Because I saw the race they were having. I grew up at a time where it was Elton, and then McCartney fired a grenade. Yeah. And it was Elton, then McCartney fired a grenade.
And then Lennon got in the mix.
And it was back and forth. I mean, there was a time period where it was just Paul McCartney and the Wings for me is a big part of my youth. And Elton John. Elton John, there's times I listen to Elton John and I cry.
Yeah, man.
He's that big in my...
It's unreal.
And people will laugh. I've never gone to see him live because I don't want to see that shit now.
Yeah, you want the memory
I don't want the Liberace look.
I get it.
Like I'm just now talking to you, I'm thinking about Bernie Taupin's lyrics to Oh, Gina. Like the lyrics, all those simple lyrics.
Yeah.
He's got a song he came out with in '83 that is one of my favorite songs. It is his gayest song of all time. I'm not going to lie to nobody. You're probably going to think I'm gay.
Whatever.
But I think it is a fucking badass song.
Which one was it?
I'm Still Standing. God damn! He goes off on that song.
Oh, man.
He goes off on that. You never heard I'm Still Standing?
I know I have.
I'm still standing. Yeah. I'm still standing. But then you got to remember, from the 5th grade to maybe 4th grade, maybe 3rd grade, there was a time period where Elton John just went off for 5 or 6 years, bro.
Sure.
Just went off.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Freedom.
Yep.
Hello, baby, hello. Yep. Haven't seen your face in a while.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my God, the lyrics on that are brilliant.
Yeah.
What is it? Hello, baby, hello. Haven't seen your face for a while.
I only know the classics for the most part.
Oh, are you still the same old spoiled child? Say hello, hello. Oh,
I gotta check it out. Man.
Harmony and me, a really good company. Tremendous.
See, YouTube, this is why we should be able to play this shit
Looking
right now,
for
YouTube.
Island and our ocean from a sea. Harmony. Me, I really love you, and I want to love you forever. All that shit, you can't write that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That was written by a gay man. Then you got to listen to like Judas Priest.
Yeah.
Now you got to listen to Judas
Right.
Priest and go, holy fuck.
Yeah.
He was talking about fucking men.
Yeah.
Because what,
Right. Yeah, nobody.
burn it up.
Yeah.
Burn it up.
Yeah.
I know you feel the flame.
Yeah.
I know you no.
And these motherfuckers had no idea.
They had no idea.
Yeah, they had no
I know
clue.
you feel the same. I know
Yeah.
you feel the flame.
Yeah.
Burning deep inside of
Yeah.
you, turning you up,
They
burning
had
you
no
down,
idea.
breaking you out in the cold sweat.
Unreal,
My
dude.
dick. And when you lose control of your very soul, your asshole, your desire takes over. You'll feel the heat sway. Your answer my way. Look at that. You answer
Yeah,
my way.
right.
And suddenly you'll know that you're burning up. You got to dick up your fucking ass. Ba-boom.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Boom.
Book comes out September 23rd. Judas Priest. The singer,
Unreal.
Rob Halford. Pre-order it. I got no
he's got a book
dog
on it?
in the fight, but I can't wait to read that fucking book.
Hell yeah.
Does it take anything away from you that they didn't write the lyrics? Does that mean anything? Or one's a performer and one's a writer? That it's just not the same as comedy?
You know, man, when Chris Rock was putting out all those specials, it was a four-man operation.
Sure.
And that's why
yeah.
I told this day I respect Chris Rock.
Yeah.
And I always wish that one day I had a special that I could get four of the top comics, pay them all and say, give me your best 15 minutes
Sure.
with no ego.
Yeah.
Just give me your best 15 minutes. I've had dear friends that have written jokes that have said to me, bro, I got a joke that I wrote and it's for you. Every time I see it on stage, it should be coming out of your mouth. Especially Josh Wolf is one of those guys
Oh, no shit.
that he'll call me and go, I wrote a
Yeah.
joke, I tried it. It's more your
Yeah.
base.
Yep.
So Prince, how many songs did Prince write and give away?
Yes. Endless.
You know, John Lennon wrote.
Dude. It's
John
just-
Lennon wrote "Fame," and Elton John called him up and said, "What the fuck? You give him a song? What am I fucking? What am I dog shit?" And he goes, "Give me a couple days." And he called him up and gave him Benny and the Jets.
Wow. That's
You know,
unreal,
how the
yeah.
fuck do you do that? Like,
Yeah.
for a guy like me, I'm sitting there going, "Really? He just gave you Benny and the Jets?"
Yeah.
And I know there's more to the story. you know?
Always, yeah.
There's more to the story.
Totally.
He probably gave him the lyrics, and Elton put together the
Yeah. Yep.
piano. You know, but that's always been everybody. The seven wonders of the world. You know, who built the pyramid? I don't know. 12 fucking Mongolians. What are you bothering me for? And who gives a fuck? All right, I give a fuck on how they wrote. What's that really good Elton John song that he wrote that just kills you? Like it just,
Tiny Dancer.
it just no before like in that era.
Yeah.
It's Cousins with Tiny Dancer. It's
Yeah.
another one that sticks a dick in your fucking heart and rips it
yeah.
out. Your song,
Yeah.
your
Right.
song,
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
your song.
Unreal.
Is, you know,
Did you
What-
see the movie they made, the bio picture? The Elton John movie?
I tried.
Yeah.
I love Elton John more
Sure.
than life itself,
Yeah.
but he lost me in that one.
I got you.
I really liked Motley Crue.
Yeah, that was cool.
Queen, Men's Amends.
Sure.
Like I watched it, but I won't watch it again.
Sure.
Motley Crue, I watched 20 times.
Yeah, it was good.
I still watch Motley Crue. If I'm bored in the hotel room or
Yeah,
something,
right.
I just watched it maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I like the part when he describes the bands he's managed.
Yeah. Dude, Machine Gun Kelly was good. His Tommy Lee he was great.
But when he goes, he was really good.
Yeah.
That kid, they were all good.
Yeah, he brought
Believe
it.
it or not, they were all really good.
Yeah.
That was a really good movie. And,
Yeah.
I always, a couple of weeks ago, people were fucking saying shit that I had said, and it's funny, somebody called me and they're like, obviously they didn't see the Motley Crue movie. Obviously, they didn't see what was going on in the strip
Yeah.
30, 20 years ago. What
I'm
was going on
surprised
in the strip.
I'm surprised
You
that
know,
wasn't the first plane to
the-
burn
the opening fucking scene
Yeah.
in the Motley Crue movie is a woman squirting at a party.
It's wild.
He
Yeah,
walks
it really
in,
is. It's crazy.
eats the chick's pussy, and she starts squirting at a party.
It's wild.
That's the opening scene of a fucking movie.
Yeah.
That's that's a party you want to be at. I want to be at a party with a couple Mexicans serving you hors d'oeuvres. Get the fuck out of here with a black suit on, talking to uptight white people who are bound to get COVID eventually.
Motley Crue.
What are you working on now, my brother?
So I have a band solo project. It's called the Bad Dreamers.
Okay.
I put a record out 2 years ago, and I'm finishing my second record right now. So I'm putting out a song every month until February. We thought about, because when you've got like a full length record of music, typically, you put a single or two out and then you put out the album. But now you can't, I can't tour, I can't play shows, I can't do any of that
Were you
shit.
doing a lot of live stuff?
Oh, 100%.
No shit.
Yeah.
I was under the impression, Matt, this is what I was impression. You're the guy that if I want a song for a movie, I call you.
I'm that guy.
Really?
100%. Yeah. Yep.
The other day, I had nothing to do,
Sure.
and I went looking for a movie and I forgot that Jimmy Page did the soundtrack for it. Death Wish 2.
Oh, shit.
Jimmy Page did the soundtrack for that.
What?
Yes. And it's the creepiest fucking... It's perfect.
No.
It's brilliant. Watch it.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Jimmy Page did
Was
the
Bronson
sound-
in that one too?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Death
I've only
Wish
seen the
2.
first one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, don't even get me started on movies. I'll talk movies.
Death Wish was
3 hours. with you.
Death Wish was great till 3.
Yeah.
No. I'm not
Yeah.
even going to give him 3. No, I
I-
can't. I can't. I got to look at myself.
Yeah,
in
I've
the
only
mirror
seen the
morning.
first one.
The first 2 were good. After that, 4, I wanted to kill him
Yeah.
because he was like 65 and he was chasing people and catching them. And I can't have that. I can't have the 65-year-old catching a little black kid.
Right,
That's
yeah.
not going to happen. That's not going to happen. All Black Lives Matter. That's not going to happen. All right. That's not going to happen. Charles Bronson's 64, chasing a little Puerto
Yeah,
Rican
what's he
kid
doing?
and jumps over a fence. No, it's not.
No.
I can't jump over a brick, okay? And I fucking squat. I do everything. I can't jump over a brick. I'm telling you right now. I couldn't do it. He was shooting people away from 800 yards. No, you're not. You can't even read the paper. I can't see without glasses. How are you going to shoot somebody 800 yards? Why are you trying to sell me this propaganda
Yeah.
for?
Oh, that's incredible. I gotta check that out. I didn't know he scored that movie.
He scored that movie. Jimmy Page scored. And somebody, there was another score in that. Obviously you had the 80s, the cheesy Giorgio Moroder. I think that was his name.
Giorgio.
Scarface.
Yep.
And he did a couple of those movies. Who did the soundtrack for Thief was one of those crazy motherfuckers.
Oh man.
Whoever did Thief, look up who did the soundtrack for the movie Thief was. And those soundtracks made those 70s movies. A lot of them.
Oh, dude. I mean, but for me, horror film that's my shit.
Well, you said something in the evening about The Exorcist.
Yeah.
It's music for The Exorcist.
Yeah, well, no, one of the songs on my new record is actually inspired by The Exorcist. We could talk about The Exorcist for 3 hours. I've got theories about that movie.
Please, don't get me started.
Yeah, no, it's wild.
And you know what? After all these bitches who got raped, everybody got raped. Everybody in Hollywood got raped. Everybody's beating up Harvey Weinstein. What did they do to poor Linda Blair?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's ever said a fucking word
Yeah, it's
about
wild.
Linda Blair.
Yeah.
And why Linda Blair hasn't lifted her hands. Her parents should be shot. Like the people who let their kids hang out with Michael Jackson.
It was
Linda
crazy
Blair's
what they
parents.
did to her in that film.
What they did to her at 13 in that film, what she get scale? She couldn't have gotten a lot of movie.
Yeah.
A lot of money. They made her freeze. They shot all those movies in the freezer.
Yeah.
With the dust.
Yeah. Right over here.
Is Tangerine Dream?
Tangerine Dream.
Fucking A.
Tangerine Dream. They
Yeah,
were-
right.
I'm telling you, all those people, when those movies were big, they were all scored by Tangerine Dream. Tangerine Dream did a couple other movies.
Yeah.
Because
they
anything
did a
Michael
bunch.
Mann did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything Michael Mann did, I think
Yep.
Tangerine Dream did.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. So that's what I was doing. I didn't know you had a band. I'm very
Yeah,
sorry.
no, it's okay.
What happened was I went to Wikipedia, my website.
Sure.
My internet went down this morning just to get the full range on it.
Yeah.
But it went down this morning while they were moving, so
Yeah.
I couldn't. But I thought like who?
Damn, they got a lot of lineups.
What's that?
Tangerine Dream.
Yeah,
Like every year they change. I'm trying to see.
Oh yeah, that's a steady rotation. They're like I don't know who they'd be compared to. But
Sorry, they have over 100 things in their discography, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's amazing. They
Yeah.
did.
160. God damn.
that's wild. Yeah, no, I score films. I write songs for TV and film. It's sort of how I make my living now is songwriting and composing for picture and for series and whatnot. But I have a solo project. It's a band. It's really all me. I write all the songs, I produce them, play the majority of the instruments until the new record. I've got my guys are on it now. But yeah, I'm putting out a new song every month through February. Just because, we can't get out and tour, we can't promote the music in a proper way. So we're trying to stretch it out and do something different and put out a song every month. And then at the end, we're gonna release a vinyl, an actual physical copy with the full record. And
Lee plays the skin flute. If you ever need him to come in,
hey,
Lee plays
But every night.
in the key of D.
the key of D.
Yep.
But it's kind of cool. Like I have a buddy who does. I'm blanking on the term now, but he also produces. And there was a movie a year or two ago that the girl kept reliving the same day,
Oh,
and her phone would ring. And
sure. Yeah. It's called Happy Death Day.
He wrote the jingle just for the ringtone.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
So like
yeah.
he's got that.
Yeah, that's a gig.
Yeah,
That's a job.
Unbelievable.
It's not just songs. Like it's just like ringtones. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's intellectual property. I mean, that's a copyright. Yeah, it's crazy. There's so many ways to monetize music because music is used in so many. Like a ringtone in a film. They need a sound and it needs to be original. They can't use the Apple one. They can't use the Google one. They own those, so they need an original sound. There's so many different ways.
I watched the interview the other day with whoever wrote Ghostbusters.
Oh,
the music.
dude. One of the best stories
That's
for a theme song ever.
you want to say it?
No, please.
I forget the whole thing. It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm cloudy on it.
He got
too,
the call.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name?
The dude's name was because it wasn't Ghostbusters at first. They called it something else.
Ray something.
Yeah,
I think that was his only song. Like he was a one-hit wonder.
Yeah,
but he really was a lot more. They just interviewed him.
Yeah, Ray Parker Jr.
Ray Parker Jr.
Yeah.
What else is he responsible for?
That's definitely his biggest. Let's see what he's got on. Ghostbusters. A Woman Needs Love.
Yeah, they only showed that in
I don't know.
Way.
Crazy.
It's crazy that you would get that. Like, look, okay, I do stand up.
Yeah.
I do stand up, and you crack jokes, and yeah, there's a medium for it. If somebody puts it on YouTube or Netflix, or if somebody puts it on whatever, but even like watching La Bamba when they're fucking in the car, and all of a sudden they play Richie's music on.
Yeah, right.
Richie Valens, and you listen to the music, the feeling.
It changes everything.
It changes everything. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Even when I listen to myself on radio, it's bullshit.
Sure.
I'm talking about a song that you started with, and all of a sudden you're going, I can't imagine being Aerosmith,
Sure.
getting in a car, and Dream On, which is played every day in America, is on the radio, and you're numb to it, but you think about for just 1 second how that all started
Yeah.
with you just playing two chords on the fucking piano.
Just tinkering around.
Your wife just left you.
Yep.
You're looking at the table. There's bills on the table. You're in no danger of paying them.
Yep.
You're at your lowest point in your life.
Yeah.
And those two chords on a piano.
Yeah, man.
And all of a sudden, you think of like, yeah, they're lucky if they think they're going to get paid. Dream on.
Yeah, right.
And all of a sudden, you're like, dream
No,
on.
it hits you like a truck.
And it just hits you.
Yeah.
and it's got to be a fucking phenomenal feeling. Like I said, I'm at the, you know, I could do whatever the fuck I want. I could go back to law school or whatever. Yep. I got to raise a fucking kid, and that's my biggest concern. But if I could do it all over again, I wish I would have had the. I didn't get a guitar because I knew the cocaine would make me pawn it. Sure. Like I just knew. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason. Yeah. There was no reason to buy a guitar because I was only going to own it for 2 weeks. I was going to go. It was going to be in and out of that pawn shop. Yep. I knew this going in. I know who I was at the time, so I knew if I bought a $500 guitar, it's going to be in a pawn shop every time I get in a hole or eventually. So that's why I never committed to music. Yeah. But if I ever have a chance to come back and get another life, I'm going to have to go music. It's in me. It's in me.
Yeah, man. No, it absolutely
is. And I didn't let it out, you know.
Yeah.
And even now, I'm like, let me just try to write a song. Like, I would like to just write a song one time.
Yeah, just write lyrics.
Fail miserably.
But that's what it's all about, man. Like, I feel like, I mean, I just think about, like, my journey. I mean, there's so many songwriters and producers and composers that have achieved so much more than me. But here I am in Los Angeles. I'm 38. I pay the bills making music. And I think, like, you know, it's just a series of failures that leads you down your path because nobody really knows what they're fucking doing when it comes to a creative endeavor. You just try shit and fuck up, and then you move on. And you either decide to do it again or you quit. And it's the people that fuck up over and over and over and somehow figure things out along the way. Let me make something crystal clear for anyone that's listening that has any inclination to pursue something creative. Anyone in their ear tell them they can't fucking do it. The only thing that you know for sure is going to happen is that you're just going to keep making mistakes. But those mistakes might point you in the right direction of the right mistakes to make. Because even if you're, I don't know. I wouldn't even know who to compare it to. But anyone that says that they've got it figured out, they're lying.
I did all the wrong things to get to the right place.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. I went to prison. Yeah. You know, I got, I was the black sheep of my family. You know, I'm not proud of these things.
Sure.
But I'm who I am today.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing this Patreon, and now I'm getting different type of messages, you know. And I've noticed the last 2 weeks, it's 19 to 23 that's struggling right now. They're really, really, really struggling, these kids.
Yeah.
They're either pre-college or getting out of college. If you're pre-college right now, what's going through your fucking mind? What's going through your mind? You worked all your life. You did everything. Now you're not even going to live the college experience.
Yeah.
There's no frat parties.
It's wild.
Yeah, definitely take some time off.
How is there not going to be football this year? Has anybody wrapped their heads around it? When we got the announcement a week ago that there's not going to be no college football, like the ACC football. And somebody else.
Big Ten,
Big Ten. I don't know. I think the ACC is still on. I think a couple of them are playing. But regardless of the fact, do you understand the impact that that's going to have?
Billions of dollars.
To a community and a college. Do you understand the impact? When you go on Wikipedia, Texas A&M, and see what their endowment is for football, you know, that's you know, if you know sponsors, like I lived in Boulder, so I understand the sponsor. The guy who runs his business donates a certain amount, gets season tickets.
Trustees, is that what you're looking for?
Trustees, sponsors, they whatever, stealing without a gun. That's what it's called, robbing you without a gun. You giving me 25% of your business so you could be part of my fucking team. So I could let you in the locker room so you could sit behind us. You could travel and you could have a social life that you all dress together in red and travel. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being an alumni association. Okay. You know, they have all those, you know, who do you think keeps these fucking programs alive? The boosters.
That's what I was looking for. Boosters.
Boosters.
Right.
Boosters, you know. So you look at all this, and those boosters boosters because every year they know that the star quarterback is going to give him a football with an autograph on it. And he could show his fucking friends down at the thing that.
I didn't even think about it. What about the coaches who make like millions of dollars a year?
No,
Are they still getting paid?
What about the teams that travel? I mean, this is going to be the college football. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I saw a couple things coming. You guys know that we've talked about them on the show. I didn't see college athletics getting canceled.
Yeah, right.
I did not. I figured they were going to figure it out. How the fuck, Harvard, you better get your fucking helmets on. You better get your helmets on, Harvard. Because college football has to play this year, Harvard. So you better go back tomorrow and get a vaccine. I don't give a fuck what it is. A helmet, whatever the fuck you got. A special mask, something. Because how can you not play college fucking sports till spring? You think I want to see fucking Notre Dame against Nebraska in April? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. We weren't meant to see. You will throw off our fucking time clocks. It's like we'll all be living in Alaska. You think we're retarded now? Let me see a football get thrown in April. You're going to have a heart attack.
Why?
Because it never happened
It's supposed
before.
to be in the fall. It's a
You're not supposed to fucking play football in April.
You got to have the weather, the whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? You're going to wait till the spring and fuck me up. Like I'm not fucked up enough. Didn't I just wake up the other day and say, have a good weekend? Yeah. Didn't I just say that on Monday?
Monday morning.
Monday morning, have a good fucking weekend. And now you're going to throw football away on me. And I'm really going to be not lost now.
Oh, my God.
What do you think you do when you wake up fucked up on a Saturday morning in a hotel room from doing comedy? College football.
That's true.
But there's no comedy either, so.
Yeah, right. Unreal.
We'll fuck the board. How the fuck is that not going to be college football? Jesus, they're pissed.
Yeah.
Everybody's pissed.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do? And that's why we need music now.
Oh, yeah, right.
More than ever. Listen, man, when I told him Heaven tonight, he almost shit his pants. Nobody listens to
Cheap Trick,
to
man.
Cheap Trick. This is what's been good about this pandemic, that I got to rediscover my music again.
Yeah.
Again, Elton John. I went on an Elton John thing one night that I found myself on the floor crying, ready to blow a motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holding my own knees, ready to blow a man.
Dude, when you watch him play at Dodger Stadium in that crystal-covered Dodgers uniform.
When he was doing all that shit, he took over New York.
Yeah.
Like in 1973 one time. I was a kid. I was still living in New York City, and I remember the traffic. He just sank New York. Yeah. Second guy to do that was a man by the name of Michael Jackson. He just fucked New York up.
Yeah, right.
In 84?
Yeah.
83?
When Thriller came out, it was over. It was over.
When Michael Jackson did The Garden, those streets were shut down, Jack.
Yeah.
Those streets, the Tri-City was out. They were just out. When Michael Jackson came to your town, you just went down there.
Wow.
The earliest home video that I have, my dad died earlier this year, and I was going through
I'm very sorry about that.
Thanks, man. I was going through all the VHS tapes, and the oldest tape I could find where I was around is me fucking moonwalking on Christmas Eve by the Christmas tree, just shuffling around to Thriller. My mom's blasting it in the back. I'm 3 years old. I can barely spit.
People have no idea
People
about
don't even
fucking
know.
Thriller, man. People have no idea, and how they did it was brilliant.
Yeah.
How they did the whole Michael Jackson thing
Unreal.
was brilliant. And I was there to judge, to see the whole thing. Like, it was him
that's wild.
with his 5 brothers. Then his voice matured. Then they pulled him away, and they did an album called The Best of Michael Jackson that nobody even knows about. I had to even tell Miss Pat. Remember at the ice
With the dove
house?
on it or something?
With the dove on it. I go, when black people don't know, African Americans don't know about an album, that's when you know the album is deep. They took Berry Gordy, took Michael Jackson when he was 14, 15, did Ben, it's a great album, The Best of Michael Jackson.
Wow.
It's got a song.
I remember the title, but I didn't know it came before.
Oh, yeah. It came when their last album is Moving Violation.
Okay.
Which is a great album.
Yeah.
Then Jermaine left because he married Berry Gordy's daughter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Jermaine left and put on put on a solo album. Let's go out tonight. Let's go dancing in the morning, night. Fucking terrible. Remember when Chris Rock went off on him? He said he was greasy. Jermaine Jackson said, a greasy motherfucker.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up.
And let's go to the candlelight. Oh baby, let's go out tonight. Well, anyway, that sucked. So fucking Michael came out with. Then I think the Jackson 5. They called themselves the Jacksons. That was it. Then Michael came out with Off the Wall.
Yeah, dude.
Which was pretty fucking good in '81. And I went to see that at the Garden with this dude named Chris DiLorenzo, God rest his soul. And it was 3/4 empty.
Whoa.
Shut up.
The top was empty.
Yeah, right.
The top was empty. Like Michael Jackson hadn't grabbed people yet. Like they didn't really know. And then in the winter of '82, they did the Motown's 25th anniversary. And that's the first time that motherfucker moonwalked.
Yeah.
On a Sunday night.
Yeah.
On a Sunday night in America.
Yeah.
And there was no internet.
Yeah.
Bro, houses were just blowing up.
Yeah.
Like, all you heard was boom, 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 boom. What the fuck is happening? And I slept through it. And it made like the front page of newspapers the next day. Like that was the biggest news.
Did you lie and pretend you saw it or no?
No, I had it like somebody had it.
That's a great question.
Somebody showed me like a week later or something that. Like they had taped it on something. I think there was VHS or something. But you had to see it.
That's crazy.
But people went. I remember like going out that night, and people actually stayed home to watch it, and then went out, and they were like, people were coming out going, "Did you see Michael Jackson come out? Holy shit! Like he just hit you with that first, and then they were starting to."
And Thriller was right after
a little
that.
bit of Thriller.
Yeah.
He was just giving it to you little by little, dog. Little by little.
Yeah.
He didn't release that album. You would go out to a club. You'd be dancing to the club on some coke and shit.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Michael Jackson came up.
And he made that film, that Thriller film, where he turned into a werecat.
He just
dude.
slow.
What
He just finger banged you to death.
It was wild.
Because it was Thriller and then something else.
You're saying, well,
then he released the video. Then he released the album. And then they did a world tour. And then the Jacksons released an album. So it was called Victory. And then they all went out together and they just fucked it up. Wow. They fucked it up so much that this is what they were doing. You ready? Like everybody says, this economy was booming. Well, listen to this economy, bitch. The Giants, the Meadowlands, 84. Ready?
Yeah.
9 days of Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's insane.
9 nights of Michael Jackson. And then Bruce came in with Born in the USA for 9 nights. Then Bon Jovi would come in. I don't think Bon Jovi didn't bust till 87, really.
Yeah, right.
It was those two. 18 nights.
And what is that, like 500,000 people?
I mean, the Giant Stadium is what, 70,000 probably?
9 fucking nights.
Holy shit.
And me and my man Veneri, the freeholder, he got tickets. We went on. We went on.
Everyone has a title. I love it.
Freeholder.
He's a freeholder. That's my boy. I hit him up yesterday. I said, I need my job. I'm trying to get back into the, when you get out of prison.
You're going to be his driver now?
I'm trying. He keeps laughing at me, but he doesn't know. I'm going to start writing letters. The Daily News. I'm going to get that job. Listen, man, I'm happy that you took the time out. I'm happy that you wrote a great intro to our song.
Yeah,
It's going for the last year. If I start something, I will contact you. I want you to
I'm in.
put something
Whatever it
snappy
is.
for me, whatever.
Yep.
You're a great guy, man. This is a great
Appreciate it.
time with you, just talking, getting to know you.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
It's just a weird fucking time, and people just...
Yeah.
I'm happy that you're still able to do your music. Now, what's the name of your band again?
The Bad Dreamers.
Now, this is a solo project.
Yeah.
You play every instrument?
Up until this record that I'm finishing right now, I was playing every instrument. Like with your intro, I played all that shit. All guitars and all that.
No shit.
Yeah. But yeah, so with the Bad Dreamers, I mean, listen, if you like Duran Duran or Nine Inch Nails or Peter Gabriel, it's very much reminiscent of that. You can find it everywhere that
That's
music is available.
That's a big spectrum, though.
Yeah, it
Like
is.
when people send me emails like, "Hey, listen to my band. They're very Black Sabbath-y,
Sure,
very." Some guys sent me some music the other day.
Yeah.
And I look at everything. This I almost hit myself against the computer. Because it was like the Grateful Dead dead. It was like the Grateful Dead had died.
Yeah, right.
And they just propped them up and played.
Oh, gee.
And they were young kids, but I think the meth got them already. Something.
Oh, my God.
I don't know where the kid sent me the video from. It was. I hope it was a joke. 'Cause I hope for his sake.
I hope he's not listening right now.
I hope he is, because he sent me some terrible fucking music, man. It was. Usually I get some pretty interesting shit. Some of it is not up my alley, but I'm still impressed with.
Sure, yeah.
This
yeah.
was like a band, I think, out of West Virginia. Oh boy,
Oh, boy.
they better go right back into that coal mine.
Coming to the mountains.
I gotta spray the mic when you talk. They were bad. I think it was a joke. I swear to God, man. I get some shit sometimes from people think like I'm like a judge on fucking The Voice.
Sure, yeah. Right.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
I would watch that show.
What?
You as a judge on one of those.
I have no time for that. Who am I to judge somebody?
Yeah.
Who the fuck am I to tell somebody
Great.
that music is good or
Great
not?
point.
I can't listen to. I can tell you if I love something. If I could, I could tell you. It's like that episode of The Sopranos when Christopher. Did you ever see that episode?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The band when he hit the guy with the guitar and he gave him meth. Here, go shoot up.
Purely
and
holy, man.
he takes the record to the old man, the Jew, Hesh.
Yeah.
And Hesh tells him it's not a hit.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys. I could tell you if it's gonna catch.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But I
Yep.
can't tell you if it's good or not.
Sure.
If you got something that's catchy,
Yeah, you just know if you
doesn't
like
take
it. Yeah.
I'm an old man. I know.
Sure.
Like this summer, we don't get summer hits anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
What was the summer hit this year?
Yeah, I mean, if you're listening to the
Fucking
radio,
people dying
or
on
something.
FaceTime.
Yeah, right.
That's the summer hit of the summer.
Yeah.
That's the summer hit.
It's
Nobody
yeah.
every year.
Yep.
The last summer hit, the greatest impact summer hit I've had in my life. You're gonna freak out. What song destroyed the summer? Some girl. Yeah. Miss You by the Stones. Is that
Oh,
the name
yeah,
of the song? I've been holding on so long, girl, I miss you.
Oh, yeah.
I've been dreaming all along. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That was
Yeah,
the
right.
last huge summer song. Before that, it was womp 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 womp. Peter Frampton.
Oh,
Frampton Comes
Yeah,
Alive.
right.
When I was a kid, bro, there wasn't a block you didn't hit that Frampton. If you played anything else but Frampton, you get a backhand. You better put Frampton on, Doug. Frampton never did anything else after that. You ever notice that?
crazy.
Frampton
Yeah,
came
right.
alive, and that was it.
That was it.
Nobody ever went to see him again. He came alive one time. That was a one-time performance for Peter Frampton. Great album, though.
Wow.
Great. I'm in my summer songs. One of my greatest summer songs. First time I made out with a girl. The Eagles, One of These Nights.
Oh, yeah.
75. What are you,
Yeah.
fucking nuts?
Right.
One of these crazy old nights. We're going to find out, pretty mama, what turns on the night. What's going on, Lito? Is that a little getting you?
Oh yeah, was there a panther in that song? I don't know what.
A panther. Yeah.
We were talking about money earlier. For someone who did that, who did like a one-hit wonder,
Yep.
can they survive? Like maybe not living in the hills, but could they have a one-bedroom apartment for the rest of their lives if their song?
Listen,
I don't know.
if you wrote a hit song back when records and tapes and CDs were selling, and you were the only writer, and that shit went number one on the Hot 100, you could pretty much do whatever the fuck you want.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's when there was all three genres?
When you could get it, like if I mean, the record companies are making so much money from streaming right now, maybe even more than they were during like the physical copy, boom. Like the '90s, the late '90s was when I think CDs were at an all-time high, 2000, 2001. But the major labels are making just as much, if not more, now off of streaming than they were then. But the artists are getting shafted in those deals. But if you were a songwriter with a hit song and you're the only writer. A lot of times now you see a lot of different songwriters on songs credited, 6 or 7 writers, which is kind of, it's sort of weird to think about when you have that many songwriters for one song, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes there's that many writers on a TV show or a film or whatever. But yeah, you can, back when physical copies were selling, if you wrote a hit song and you were the only writer, you were doing just fine.
What about just performer? Like, I don't know.
Sure.
We just did the thing on Back in Black.
Sure,
You could
Yep.
turn that on any country in the world. You're gonna hear that on a rock station.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yep.
Like,
That's
are they making
that's-
like $1 million a month? Like, what are they like?
I mean, with classic hits like that are just going to stay at radio, deep 6 figures a year.
Wow,
For sure. Yeah,
that's crazy.
for sure. If not, I mean, internationally, it probably is somewhere in the 7s. Probably. I mean,
You know, I'm a Cuban Jew, so I'm on top of my SAG dues. So
yeah, right.
I have a page on my SAG where I can tell
Yeah,
with how much money you're going to send me every week.
yeah, right.
It tells you Sunday at 6 o'clock. What time do I log in? Sunday at 5:59.
Yeah,
you
let
know
me
me,
see
so
it.
I
Yep.
log in. I want to see the switch come up right
Yeah.
there. Boom, right in front of my eyes.
Yeah.
It's so funny. You can tell I'm at the end of my rope. Like I'm getting checks for $1.21, $7.15.
Oh man,
There's
I
like
feel
one
you,
for
yeah.
43.
But they still better show up in there.
They better show up.
Yeah, right.
It's when they stop showing up.
Yeah.
Like, my wife was like, "Yeah, but they're all $1." I go, "Bitch,
Right.
you put 10 of these together, we got 10. That's a
Yeah.
fucking sandwich."
Yeah.
You know, I used to throw away the 30-cent ones. Not anymore, bitch. I
Yeah,
put those in
no,
the gas
cash
tank.
every cent. Yeah,
Gas is $3.35 a gas tank. I put
Yep.
all those quarter checks. I use them. Those people that send me those quarter checks are like, "He's not going to use it, bitch. You got the wrong motherfucker."
I found like 1,800 checks going through my mail. They're all for like $8 or whatever, but they're
Sure.
expired. I'll have to see if I can cash them.
For what?
I don't know. Some stupid like when you cancel an insurance plan and they send you back $6.
Oh yeah, like little.
I have like it's like I have
refunds and
like
whatever.
I have like $18 and like 4 checks.
Yeah, rip them up. They're not going to give you, by the time you get them in the mail, they're not going to even fucking. It's like SAG. SAG won't even, like, if you lose a SAG check, they tell you call us back in 90 days.
Yeah, that's it. It's like,
Make sure that we didn't send it on the wrong horse.
it's like
'Cause you
losing
know
a
me.
winning lottery ticket.
I look at the fucking date it gets sent, and I'm by the mailbox at attention. I'm watching the mailman park. I'm watching them go from house to house.
Yeah.
Because if my check ain't in that batch, let's go back to all those houses and see
Yeah.
it. You gave it to somebody else by mistake. Because my fucking SAG said it was coming on this day. That's all I know. That's all I know is cocktail, whatever the fuck. So you better have my check. I remember I had the Filipino mailman down,
Right.
the one that me and Ralphie had. He would like tell me from far away, like he would look when he was taken out. Like I would just have to whistle, psst, and he would go,
Not today, motherfucker.
"Nothing today," and I would run upstairs. "Where the fuck is the check, you motherless cocksucker? I sent it on Friday." "No, you didn't. It would have been here today."
I bet you can like even smell the bag and know when you're checking it.
Oh, I used to get pissed. I used to lose my mind. I was doing blow, and you told me my check was going to be there on Friday. That motherfucker better be there on Friday because I already have plans. You see what I'm saying?
That money's already
Plans
spent.
that you can't cancel. I'm not talking plans with your girlfriend to go to dinner. I'm talking I'm buying an 8-ball and I'm tying a chick up at Hotel Hollywood there. And I'm going to put Coke rocks in her ass. You can't cancel that shit.
Hotel Hollywood.
Right there, where they sell lizard meat right there. Hotel
Oh, I've
Hollywood.
been there. That's a good lizard one.
Hotel Hollywood.
Yeah, 90 days.
Bullshit.
And then you have to call them, and then it takes another 90 days. So you might as well just lose the fucking check.
Yeah.
Now I'm moving. Oh, I'm going to get robbed to death.
They don't have SAG in New York?
Yeah, they got SAG in New York, but in the Switchy. In the Switchy Rui, oh, they're going to tag those checks.
Yeah.
Surprised you're not going to stop by the SAG office one more time before you leave.
Bro, who you think you're dealing with? I'm
He's going there right after we leave here.
I'm going down
Like,
there
why do you
on
think we're doing an
Monday.
afternoon one?
I'm going down there on Monday, nice and early, to see what's behind that basket. Because I guarantee there's some after ones, too. See, SAG merged with after, so now you
Yeah.
don't even know what's out there. Now they're really
Right.
stealing from you. You know, you're in the union?
No, not yet.
What the fuck are you waiting for?
The right job, the right
Really?
gig. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Most of the work that I've done up to this point has been non-union stuff. But yeah, I'll eventually I'll join SAG and get my stupid voice on something.
Okay. I thought you'd be in a music type union, though.
Well, yeah, I am. I thought you meant SAG. I am in a union.
What
yeah.
the fuck? You worse than this fucking guy. Give me the answer.
Finally, after
I thought you
800
said
episodes.
in the union, meaning SAG. I'm not in SAG, but I am in a musicians union.
Musicians union.
Yeah.
What is there a writers union, like a composers union? Is there a producers union?
No, you know what's so fucked up about the film industry is that the only component of filmmaking that doesn't have a union are the composers. It's crazy. You would think by now that they would have some sort of a union, but they don't. And for whatever reason, I really don't know what it is. I'm sort of just at the front of that journey in the film composing side. But there's no union for film composers. There is for musicians for performance. If you're playing guitar, like I played guitar for a dude on Regis years ago, and I got paid through the union for that, or like
in New York.
Yeah.
Regis Philbin.
Yeah. I
God
did.
rest his soul. He just
Rest in
punched
peace,
the
man. Yeah, it was August of 2011, right before he left the show. I got to meet him. It was just cool.
You've had a pretty interesting life as a musician.
It's been cool, man. Yeah.
You're out here making it happen.
Yeah.
You're just
Yep.
and you're gonna hit a home run eventually.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
2-time Grammy nominated.
Yep.
Fuck, you
We'll
did
see, man.
something.
Yep.
You throw enough spaghetti against the wall. But I like what you said earlier, and
Yeah.
the way you encouraged people, and that's what people want to hear. I mean,
Yeah.
especially now. We're in a tough void right now for young guys.
Yeah.
And what do you tell a young musician right now that they can't play live music? Fucking, this is the time to learn how to write. I'm doing 1,000 things. I'm not writing comedy. I'll tell you that right now.
Sure.
I'm not writing any comedy.
Yeah.
There's no comedy coming out of my life. Yeah, we fuck around here.
Sure.
And we goof around. And he tells me, how did you come up with that? But the other day I called him up, and I was high, and I was thinking about how Americans have lied to us for years. Dracula is really gay, but they didn't want you to let you know that he was gay.
For sure.
When I read it years ago that Dracula was gay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He asked me how I came up with. I don't even know. He goes, "How do you come up with
There's
this?"
a lot more to that theory than.
As a horror guy, I know that he's
He
gay as
had to
shit.
be gay.
Yeah, 100%.
He had to be gay, and then they made him. Dracula fucked everybody. Trannies, men, female. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
He
no,
wore a
everyone.
wig.
Yeah.
He gave dick to everybody.
Nosferatu, man.
But then the Americans said, fuck it, only women. He could only wipe women in the neck.
Yeah,
That's bullshit.
Yeah, the Western take on Dracula is way different than what he used
Way
to be.
different.
Yeah.
He used to bite men in the neck.
Yeah.
And you had to stick your finger up his ass and he'd let go of the grip. Like a pit bull. That's why when a pit bull bites you, you got to stick your finger up its ass. And he breaks the grip. See, a lot of people don't know that. We
No one
drop the
knows
knowledge here on a Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? On a Wednesday. I'm sorry. Wednesday. The 17th.
Blur's Day. Every day's
The
Blur's Day.
19th of fucking
It's a
August.
day in August.
Whatever the fuck it is. Listen, I want to thank you for coming on and taking the time and
Thank you for having me, man.
for doing the jingle for us. It is fucking, first time I heard it, my cock fucking got hard. You hit it right in the head. And it was just weird that from listening and from, I learned something from you doing that.
Yeah.
How predictable I was. I learned that I am predictable.
I don't think it's predictability. Dude, listen. I'll give you my version of how that happened. So, and I'll try to keep it brief because I know we're wrapping it up.
No, we're here. I just don't want to.
So, top of the year, like I said, my dad died earlier. February 7th. My dad was he's the only reason I had a shot doing any of this shit. He supported me without wavering. My mom did too, but when my parents split, I stayed with my dad. And so he died on February 7th, and it was really big. I went back to Rochester. My sister and I did the thing. I get back into town, and February 22nd, the dog that I came out here with died in a freak accident. Had him for 7 years. My ex and I, who's my best friend, Julie Page. Actually, that's Julie. Welcome to church, motherfucker. That's Julie Page. Everybody show some love. We moved out here with this dog, and he was, just like such an awesome part of our lives. And exactly 2 weeks later, he died in a freak accident, February 22nd. And then March comes around, and this coronavirus hits. And, typically when you go through something painful like that, you know, you have to let those feelings move through you. But it's also good to be out and be social and be with friends. But, you know, with the pandemic, you just got to sit at home in your thoughts. So I was at home and really just going through this shit that just happened in February. And it was really, I don't think I touched an instrument. And then it's crazy, man. It's just crazy how it works. I open up your podcast one day and I hear you come on and you go, we can't do the music anymore. And as soon as I heard you say it, I was like, I can do something about that. I knew. It was the first time I felt inspired, really the whole year. And for whatever reason, I just sat down and it happened. And I hit up Matt. Matt basically moved out here with me. We didn't live together. We lived together for 2 years in 15, 16. But we're both from New York. We're both from Rochester. And I hit Schultz up and I was like, dude, I heard what happened. I want you to just give this to him. Because I felt like I had to just do it and just get it out. So, you know, you asked me earlier what I would say to somebody who's, you know, maybe at the start of that creative journey right now or listening at home. Pay no attention to this pandemic. You got to get into the shit that inspires you. And you got to find that spark. And you got to throw the gas on it. And you just got to get to work, man. It's work. You got to just do it. And you can't let anyone else get in your ear and tell you that you shouldn't do it, that you're not going to be able to do it, that it's a numbers game, that it's competition. Your competition is all upstairs. It's all you. You're going to make your thing. No one else can make it for you. And, that's my 2 cents, man.
I love you, brother. I love that story.
Too, buddy. Yeah.
I love that, me saying that, because I didn't know what I was going to do.
Yeah.
You know, I love music.
Sure.
I love music sets the tone.
Yeah.
And that song set the tone for the podcast. So I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm sorry about your dog and your dad.
No, I appreciate it.
I can't imagine what you're going through, but...
And we tried stopping music years ago. We did it for like 3 weeks, and he's like, I don't care.
Yeah, right.
It's at the tone, so.
Yeah.
You did good, man. Thank you very much. I'm sorry that wrong things had to happen for the right thing to happen.
But that's life, dude.
But that's fucking life.
Yeah,
man. So,
that's how it goes. You got to take the hand you're dealt with and do the best with it.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna pack my bags and move. And Lee's going to Milwaukee, and he's going to go spend time with his mom and his dad. And I'm going back to Jersey, and I'm gonna put my daughter in school and get her settle myself, and take a couple of weeks from this. And I don't want to reboot the church,
Sure,
because we did it.
Yep,
we did the church.
Yeah,
the church was
I
the
respect
church.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Like the church was the church. I'll do a Zoom with Lee where we'll do a surprise Zoom and talk to some people.
Sure.
Scott Cunningham and the fucking crew, you know.
Yeah.
Lingus and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think the church for now, I think I'm sick of booking guests.
Yeah.
I think this is the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life.
Wow.
This was the hardest thing I ever had to do. So if I ever do a podcast again, it's going to be something with a screen, something like that, because the guest thing was just too hard.
Sure.
It was just too hard. I've sent out thousands of emails.
Yeah.
Thousands of emails.
Yeah, it's a ton of...
From Pete Rose to...
Yep.
I took chances with everybody, because you know me, the worst thing they could say to you is no.
Sure.
Some people just said no, which I appreciated. Some people told me to go fuck myself, you know. But I think that was the hardest thing. And I think the pandemic was when I really realized that I had to do something quick, because I was getting the same rotation that the other people were getting.
Sure.
It's the same guest.
Yeah.
So eventually they're not going to go anywhere.
Yep.
I've already been telling stories for fucking 8 years.
Yeah.
They know every fucking story I say. So whatever my next chapter is, and it really is leaning towards music.
Yeah.
All the numbers are leaning towards music and movies.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching little clips online lately, and I see how passionate I get. And then people will hit me back going, dog, you hit it on the nail with that actor, or whatever.
Yeah.
You really plucked it. You should expose that guy a little more and maybe get him on the podcast. I can't get him on the podcast.
Of course, yeah.
I was dying to get Diego Luna on here.
Sure.
His publicist told me to go shoot myself, so I would do Diego Luna a world of good if he came on the podcast because I watched all his vulnerabilities on Narcos as an actor, so. But that was just the toughest thing of this.
Yeah.
It wasn't doing the podcast. It wasn't the content. It was getting the guests that could just come in and be themselves.
Yeah.
That's really tough.
Yeah, man.
I'm not David Letterman. I don't want you to come in to promote your TV show.
Yeah, right.
I didn't like people coming in to promote
you
something.
just want to have a conversation.
I wanted people to come in to have conversations.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And then, it turned into something else. So this was my open mic for comedy.
Sure.
Like, I did 2 years with Felicia and 8 with Lee.
Yep.
And I learned all the ins and outs, of how it works. And I'm really proud.
Fuck yeah, man.
I'm really proud that
Hell yeah.
we picked up on something that was completely new. And I learned how to do strategies with it and how to ads and how to, it was really an interesting journey. I want to take a break.
Yeah.
And come back with something that I'm really into.
Yeah.
And just end it. So you'll be hearing from me again, brother.
You got it.
But I thank you. You really hit it on the fucking head.
Awesome. Thank you.
And that's it. What's your fucking problem, cocksucker?
I didn't eat those wings, goddammit.
You what?
I didn't eat those wings.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Real quick, I want to talk to you about something over the weekend. If you got Instagram, I put a little fucking video up. Listen, the church is brought to you by Manscaped. I love Manscaped. I love it. I love shaving my balls with it. The lawnmower 3.0. They're great. They're great. But Manscaped is dedicated to helping you take care of all your hair from butt to nut. But now they released the Shears 2.0 nail kit. Listen, you guys know, you're wearing sandals. Your feet are fucking disgusting. And I'll tell you what, I'm an immigrant. If you're an immigrant, do not wear sandals. Your feet are disgusting. I do not want to see immigrant feet that don't have cream on them. Nobody wants to see your fucking fungus toenail, all right? I got a fungus toenail. I grind it once a month and I smell the dust. It's fucking horrible. But forget about all that. No more personal stuff. The Shears is the perfect add-on to the lawnmower. Once you got your stinky fucking ball hairs in orders, you got to make sure that your hands and your feet are as smooth as Uncle Joey's nutsack. You got to trim your fingernails and you got to cut your cuticles. Why? Because when you finger bang somebody, you could rip one of their fucking interior walls with your fucking loose nail. You got to clean your fingers and shit like that. You got to take care of your hands. What do women look at? They look at your fingers to see if you manicure your fingers and how dirty your fingernails are. They look at your teeth to see if you're a disgusting animal like me. Like if a woman looks at my teeth, she's like, that motherfucker eats ass. He's got that brown tint in his teeth. Anyway, I'm talking about the Shears 2.0. Features a 4-piece luxury nail kit with tempered stainless steel, slash-tipped tweezers, and rounded point scissors and clippers, and a medium grit nail file. Perfect to bust out of any fucking prison. Now, a medium grit nail file to round off the rough edges. That's what happens when you finger a chick. You slice a little monkey with your fingernail. You don't want to slice no chick's monkey. That's a complete different charge. That's a complete different episode of Law and Order. Do me a favor. While you're there, pick up the Perfect Package 3.0 and get your balls in order. Listen, September's upon us. You got to stop wearing white or start wearing white, and you got to trim your balls. You got to be ready. It's fucking, there's no football, so now you got to come at them from different directions, and you want to be prepared. You want to have, let's say you do trim your fucking nutsack, and your dick is looking good, and you take your shoes off, and you get those disgusting feet. Now what? You want to look good from head to toe, and that's why fucking Manscaped.com is here. So do me a favor. Get the Lawnmower 3.0, a waterproof cordless body trimmer, plus the crop preserver and the crop reviver. And if you subscribe, you'll get a new blade refill every 3 fucking months. Who's going to take care of you like that? Manscaped.com. That's who. Sorry about the corona. Get 20% off and free shipping with code CHURCH20. That's CHURCH20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use code CHURCH20. Write it down right now. CHURCH, capital letters, 20. 20, that's a good number. Summer is here. It's time to trim up with Manscaped, whether it's your toes, your nose hairs, or your ball sack. Go to manscaped.com right now and press in Church20, and I'm going to get you 20% off and free shipping. Do yourself a favor. Get the right tools for the fucking job. I want to thank my man David. I want to thank the Christ Killer, and I want to thank you motherfuckers for listening and for having our back. Don't forget the party's going on over at patreon.com/Joey. I'm trying my best. And that's it, and that's that. We got no tour dates.
Is it Joey or Joey Diaz?
Joey Diaz. Who the fuck knows? I don't give a fuck. Press whatever the fuck you want in there. Knock yourself out. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. We'll be back Monday morning. Tip-top Magoo. Avoid the fucking COVID, all right? Stay out of the way of crowds. I love you motherfuckers. Stay black. Kick this fucking mule, Lee.